Around the world, trend watchers are calling eco-clothing the future of fashion. In their constant search for innovative materials to carve their niche in the industry, fashion designers are choosing to go natural. In recent years, natural fabrics and dyes from the Philippines have shown enormous promise in shaping fashion here and abroad. At the forefront of raising the profile of natural fabrics is the Philippine Textile Research Institute, a line agency of the Department of Science and Technology. PTRI is organizationally structured with the following units: the Office of the Director and 3 divisions, namely Finance and Administrative, Research and Development, and Technical Services. Through science and technology interventions, PTRI aims to put Philippine textile products in the world map by way of judicious utilization of fibrous materials and auxiliaries from indigenous resources, and through the development of technical competence in textile production and quality assurance. In only 2 decades, PTRI has instituted 3 important legacies: Philippine tropical fabrics, Philippine natural dyes, and commercial silkworm breeds. With an utmost desire to transform Philippine textiles from an import-dependent sector into a renewed and revitalized industry, R&D efforts on natural fabrics, natural dyes, and silkworm breeds are unrelenting to this day, with a well-defined focus on assisting micro, small, and medium enterprises. This sector consists of the handloom weavers and allied industries such as the fashion industry, gifts, decors, and houseware producers. With more consumers embracing eco-friendly textiles, the spotlight is on the Natural Fabrics R&D program of the PTRI. The most significant breakthrough to come out of this program is the development of indigenous fiber-blended fabrics known as Philippine tropical fabrics. Utilizing homegrown fibers such as abaca, banana, and pineapple, PTF has won the acceptance of both local and foreign designers, uniform manufacturers, and the home linen industry. The highest endorsement for PTF was made by Philippine President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo when she signed into law Republic Act 9242, prescribing all government officials and employees to use Philippine tropical fabrics for their uniform and other textile purposes. PTRI's continuous pursuit of finding suitable fiber plant sources led to the development of a new set of natural fabrics. Fabrics from indigenous materials such as saluyot, maguey, and water hyacinth will soon be used for apparel, home textiles, and industrial purposes. Natural dyes are making a colorful splash in the world of fashion. This trend makes PTRI's Natural Dyes R&D program a bright area in our country's economy. The program aims to utilize potential dye-yielding plants in the Philippines and produce natural dye powders for commercial use. As of 2009, PTRI has identified and established 75 indigenous dye sources. An important program accomplishment is the publication of Gampol, a 2-volume compendium of natural dye-yielding plants in the Philippines and their textile application. Less technical but also a fascinating reference on our natural dyes is Bahaghari, the Colors of the Philippines, in coffee table book format. Under the program, PTRI promotes natural dyed apparel through high-profile events. It provided naturally dyed barongs for the SNT ministers of the ASEAN, naturally dyed piña seda for the President and the DOST Secretary for their attires at the 2008 SNT Ministerial Meeting in Manila, and naturally dyed gowns for the 2007 Miss Earth pageant finalists. As the queen of fabrics, silk has always been a staple product of the local textile industry. PTRI has an ongoing silk R&D program to enhance the productivity and global competitiveness of those involved in silk production, particularly MSMEs. The program's thrust is to develop silkworm breeds to sustain commercial cocoon and silk yarn production. Towards this end, PTRI has developed 156 silkworm breeds, of which 8 are commercial strains. This is made possible by mulberry propagation, plantation development, establishment and maintenance, and silkworm gene bank maintenance in Villanueva, Misamis Oriental, and transfer of technologies in silkworm rearing, cocoon production, reeling, and yarn degumming.
We met PTRI back in TKC. Although in 2005 we were already feeling the difficulties, yung economic situation of maintaining our export garments, and we thought of we thought of alternatives to be able to survive. And so we said, why don't we look at the two problems that we were encountering, which was of course labor, the cost of labor, and the other one is all of our material are imported. So we focused on raw material. We said, can we look for something that is very Filipino, something that only us can provide, and that's why we zeroed in on pineapple fiber.
There's always PTRI who we will work with because the support is different. It's aside from the technology that they give, it's also the relationship that we have. Because sometimes, diba, you have the technology but you don't have, they cannot understand your vision, or we cannot understand each other when in terms of vision or when in terms of our objectives. They know us clearly. It's because when we started working with them, we presented something also. They have this technology, and then we have the good relationship in terms of working with them, in terms of understanding each other. So we can say, as long as there are natural resources here in our country, and then as long as we want to continue really this this sweater that is made from all natural, all Filipino, then it will go a very, very long way.
PTRI is a great help because when before we do the prototypes, we have to test the materials. As I mentioned to you, that the material should be durable because they use it for 1 year. They help me in testing the fabrics. They help me also in the dyeing because we have good dyes, natural dyes. It's the eco gas that is they're pushing through. But I hope that they could push also for the textile because it's not only us manufacturers who will benefit. It's not only the textile business people, but also our farmers. As long as I'm in the business, I would like to be with PTRI. It's really, the government should really help that institution. Because we make good garments, you know, and we should know the technology.
We revived the traditional method of natural dyeing, and then PTRI was the one, was the only group then that standardized, systematized everything, and then that's where all our partners benefited from. That technology of improved system of natural dyeing was brought to them. So all our partners in the area, especially Lake Cebu and the Higaunons and the handmade paper makers of Palawan, benefited from the technology that was developed by PTRI.
We observe that demand and interest in natural dyes is clearly growing as part of the larger growing interest in natural products, top quality, real green products. So if it is wild gathered, what we always do, we will do also with the natural dye, discuss with the communities and help them set up a sustainable resource management system and monitoring system.
They've been great with one presenting what they've already developed before and us kind of transitioning that into the fabrics that we currently use. They help us a lot with testing, with color fastness. We've also delved into printing with natural dyes and powders. So we're really going kind of after that now is the printing part. And we're constantly developing new colors.
PTRI offers services that respond to the dynamic developmental requirements of the country's textile and allied industries. Its basic technical services include physical and chemical testing, textile processing and finishing, contract research, and consultancy. Professionals and students may also avail of tours of the Institute's various testing facilities and research laboratories. PTRI is also in the forefront of technology transfer and technical training to enhance skills of textile and allied industry workers. The goals of technology transfer are employment generation, production efficiency. To achieve these, the Institute's Technology Transfer Program concentrates on the following activities: industry skills training on weaving, dyeing, and sericulture, and on-the-job training for students, and the provision of a technology business incubator. Technologies developed or upgraded by the Institute are also transferred through its information, education, and communication efforts, and other promotional activities, such as exhibits. PTRI facilities are housed within a 2-hectare lot within the DOST complex in Bicutan, Taguig City, comprising of a 4-story main building and 4 satellite buildings for its pilot plants. It has a complete line of textile testing equipment, machineries for cotton, silk, and indigenous fiber processing, and facilities for spinning, weaving, and finishing. Its laboratories for physical and chemical testing of textiles and related materials are ISO accredited. Their expertise in quality and process management is gained through training courses availed from Japan, South Korea, India, the United Kingdom, China, and other developed countries. The flagship R&D programs of the PTRI: Philippine tropical fabrics, natural dyes, and silk can provide the key to open up a world of possibilities, not only for our natural fabrics and dyes, but also for the handicrafts, gifts, houseware, and decor items that utilize them. Where there are challenges ahead, there are more opportunities. With abundant renewable plant sources, production and processing expertise, and technological advancements, the market for green textiles from renewable and environment-friendly sources continues to grow. As PTRI promotes the value of natural fibers and dyes to investors and consumers alike, it is also actively embarking on wide-ranging research and development efforts. With demand and support for Philippine tropical fabrics and natural dyes gaining momentum, thousands of jobs are created. This leads to huge potential and economic rewards for textile garments and handicraft manufacturers, weavers and farmers, their families, and their communities. The real beneficiaries of PTRI technologies. PTRI, Philippine Textile Research